welcome back to Artificial Control, and no, it's not NASA. So, hi guys, I'm so excited to be back after not recording last week. I don't know why, I'm starting to get like withdrawals from not talking to you guys, and you might notice that this little setup is a little bit different, just a teeny weeny bit. And the reason for that is that I finally decided to bite the bullet, and I actually went ahead and I bought a camera. Wow, who would have thought? I'm not recording on my iPhone. Just like the last time we got a blowout, we celebrated 1,000 or 100 subscribers, and this time around, but for this little special occasion, I decided, why not get a camera? Why not upgrade? So every time we get a blowout, something big has to happen. Thank you for tuning in to this video if you're coming back from another one, and if you're new, hi, my name is Artemis, and I talk about figures. So what are we talking about today, Artemis? What are we talking about today? What are we talking about after your last video literally had, like, the worst sound matching ever? I apologize for that. I know I messed up with the background music, but I appreciate you guys, I appreciate you guys being really nice about it and not, like, burning me at the stake, but I promise the music in this video will not be that bad. But, what are we actually talking about? So, I decided, since last week was the, day of Thanksgiving, you guys probably stuffed yourselves full of turkey, I decided I'm gonna be a hater, because we've had a little bit too much positivity lately, and I think that today is the time to talk about my least favorite figures in the top 100, like, MFC ranking. So, you might be like, Artemis, why do you have to be a hater? Why do you need to be rude to people? I'm not trying to be rude. Just a little disclaimer. I just have a few figures on the top 100 list where I overwhelmingly like the majority of them, like many people, but there are a few that I'm just like, do you really deserve your spot? So, the spicy, more heated figures are more towards the bottom, surprisingly, so stick around for that, and let's go figure out what kind of cha-cha-cha slide we're gonna go through. That doesn't even make any sense in terms of, like, the actual topic of the video, but whatever, we're gonna cha-cha-cha slide our opinion. Let's start with hating. Also, again, like I mentioned, if you own any of these figures, I don't hate you. I could! I'm kidding. But you collect whatever you want. These are just my personal opinions. Let's not get too mad. Anyways, so let's start. Number one. This one is actually not one that I hate that much, but it is the number 2 figure in the ranking, so why not be a little bit controversial? I'm talking about, of course, the Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica Ultimate Madoka from Good Smile Company, and she's a 1/8 scale. Now, you might be like, Artemis. There's no point. She looks amazing. Whatever. Well, what could you possibly not like about her? So the thing is that overall she's a very good figure, and like the shading in her hair is really nice. It's just that compared to other Madoka figures I've seen, which all look amazing by the way, for the most part, this staff just rubs me the wrong way. I've never watched Madoka. Maybe I would cry and die and piss myself if I really enjoyed this figure too, or enjoyed the show. But when I'm just like looking at it as an observer and as somebody who collects figures that I don't know of, I just think the design could be a lot nicer. Just like this Madoka figure. I don't know exactly who it's by. I think it's by Alter or by Good Smile Company too. But that one is phenomenal. I just don't know why this one's number 2. Maybe it's because it's older, but yeah. So that's the first one. And then going on numero 2. So the next one on my list is actually something that I don't really know the source material of, but I really like its art style. It's the Panty and Stocking Anarchy. I think that's her name. And it's the 1/8 scale by Alter. I'm pretty sure that this is an older figure, and pardon my French, but her hair just looks like a My Little Pony, just like kind of threw up all over it, and they didn't really do the shading right. Now, I'm pretty sure this figure was released in like 2015, so I can't really be too mad. Again, maybe the year is wrong, but I can't really be too mad at the quality of the figures because figures have evolved over time, right? But just looking at it objectively, I have some pretty old figures, like my Mikasa from Kotobuki, I think. Like, that is an old figure and it looks phenomenal. So I don't know why this looks like something I would find in a bootleg stall at an anime convention. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of quirky and cool, I guess. But apparently she is number 10 on the popularity chart, which is funny because I've also never seen her around before. So it's a little bit suspicious. Maybe people are inflating their numbers. Or maybe people really like it. But I love the panty and stocking art style. I just think it could have been done a lot better. Just like with the pop-up parades, which is surprisingly cheaper than this. So, just putting that out there. So, next on the list, what's numero 3? And again, we're going in order because it wouldn't really make sense to call it number 59 and then, go back to number 14. But speaking of number 14, we are talking about the Fire Emblem Kasuke? God. Hold on. Kakuse. Kakuse Salia 1/7 scale by Good Smile Company and Max Factory. She is number 14 in the popularity chart, which is kind of insane. Kind of insane to think about. And I have seen this figure to death. Actually, I've seen other figures on this list to death, but this one is just one of those where I'm just like, is it really that good? Is it really that good, or are you just horny? And if you are horny, that's fine. That's fine. Look at my collection. I have no room to talk. I really have no room to talk. But if we're gonna talk about, quality of figures and things like that, I can see why you would like her. The shading is kind of nice, and it's not a bad figure. But in terms of other figures that I've seen, I just think it could be a little bit better. Also, maybe I'm just a bias for Camilla from Fire Emblem, and I wish there were more figures of her. Anyways, so that's probably why I don't like her as much. And I hated battling against her in this game. So you know what? In the mobile one, where everybody was kind of fighting with one another, or I forgot how the mobile one worked, but I played it in middle school, and I hated using her. So, ew. So, next up, numero 4. We have the Makise Kurisu 1/8 scale by Good Smile Company, and she's from, she's from Good Smile Company, and she's from Steins Gate. For some reason, I thought it wasn't a 1/8 scale, but I just wrote number 16. She's number 16 on the list. And, listen, before you kill me, I know you guys like Steins Gate. I haven't watched it yet, and I want to. It's on my watch list. It's been there for a long time. But this figure, tickles me the wrong way. There's I think it's by Alter, or it's the Good Smile Company one. Maybe it's none of those. Alright, I can't remember it. But I'm going to put it up here. Now, I would like you to compare this one and that one. I don't think there's a competition over here. And honestly, if you're a fan of her, this isn't the worst figure, but her, okay, that was karma. That was karma for being a hater. But, her arms are just, bent backwards, and, I just, it looks a little bit uncomfortable. I wouldn't want my arms like that. Kind of looks like they're a little bit eh. Oh, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that now. But, TLDR, get the new figure, not this older one. That's all I have to say about it. Now, okay. I am begging you, I'm gonna be on my hands and knees when I say this, right? Before I show this one, please remember, this is just my opinion, and it is not a bad figure. I just know I'm going to be hung up at the stake for this, like a witch on the witch trials. I think fifth? Do I know how to count? No. I think my 5th pick would be the Fate Grand Order Altria Pendragon 1/7 scale Saber by Alter, and it's her dress version, I think. This is number 19th on the list, and I know why. I've seen it in almost every single person's figure collection. I think Ken showed it on his before, and I think Daija Bubu also has it. I don't know. A lot of people have this figure, and I understand why they like it. It's just one of those figures where I'm being a hater just to be a hater, and I've just seen it so many times that I'm just okay, well now I'm tired of it. It's kind of like how people feel about the number 1 on the list, where it's the Miku with all the floors and stuff that I actually have right over there. You just get tired of seeing it in every single picture, and this used to be the shit in 2021. So I'm just kind of over it. I'm kind of done. Again, she's a great figure. I just think the colors are too samey, and that's just her character design. I'm not gonna shoot anybody over it, but it's my channel. I can have opinions. So we're just gonna hope that that's fine. Okay. So, next on the list, I don't know who this is. Quite frankly, I don't care. This is the Shingeki no Bahamut. She is the Dark Angel Olivia 1/8 scale by Kotobukiya, and she is number 34 on the list. This is another one of those figures that it's yes, if this was 2015 and I was buying this figure for the first time, I would be oh my god, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I'm just a little bit tired of seeing her. I remember I saw her all the time in 2021 and onward, and I was just okay, I've seen it enough times. I get it. You guys like her. But also, like, something that never tickled me the right way was just how her wings looked. Just personally. And, like, again, the posing is great. The base is great. It's better than most. I just, like, cannot get myself to care about, like, the actual figure itself. So, that's just a little, you know, tickly thingy. But, other than that, let's move on to the next one, because I don't really have much to talk about the last one. Now, this is another one where if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Kind of, sort of. This is the No Game, No Life, Jibril Shiro Sora. Oh my god, she has like 15 different names. This is the Shiro figure by Fad Company, and she's a 1/7 scale, and she's number 36 on the list. Can you tell that I don't like the ones in the 30s? I have a lot of opinions about No Game, No Life. I tried watching it. I have a lot of opinions about the figures shown in No Game, No Life, or made of No Game, No Life. But this one in particular, listen, if you're gonna be like, if the figures are gonna look weird, if the figures are gonna be of like this character that's basically like a teen, right? And again, I don't really have any room to talk for most of my collection. I'm just saying, this one is particular. Why does it have to look like that? Why does the hair have to look like a really bad, like, Tumblr blog just threw up all over it? I don't get it. If you're gonna make a figure of a character with, like, really nice hair, you know, why not make it look good? So, that's just my personal opinion. But, you know, wish-wash. Everybody's gonna shoot me anyway. But I also think that, like, the little figures at the bottom, while they are cute, is like, why do you need like a clear base for the guy at the front? Why couldn't you just put him on the base? Anyways, little opinions. It's an older figure. I can't really blame it, but I honestly think the minifigures at the bottom were kind of the best part. So, okay. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about this one, to be honest. I didn't know about it until like a couple months ago when I was trying to search for my Louise figure from the Familiar of Zero. But there's this like I guess disease and, you know, just like parasite going around called cute core. And, you know, as a, unfortunately, TikTok netizen, I unfortunately know what that means. People who have a job don't. People who have a job are going to be like, what the hell is this? I unfortunately know what it means. And unfortunately, this figure, the Vocaloid Hatsune Miku Mikumo, number 1, Kojiro Byoto figure, by Hobby Stock and Kyoto. I don't even know if Kyoto is even a figure company anymore. But this figure has fallen to the depths and the clutches of like TikTok, Kawaii Core, and Q Core motherfuckers. And listen, if this was a figure that you could buy for like $20, which is probably what it was closer to in retail, maybe $80 max, right? I would understand it, right? Like, it's not my cup of tea, but the little Miku with like her little, you know, syringe shooting out the side, it's like kind of cute. Now people are reselling it for like hundreds of dollars, and I'm just like, listen, we have technology, we have new figures, we have access. You know, if you're gonna spend this money, you might as well buy something worthy of it. Anyways, I have a lot of opinions about that one, but this one in particular, every time I see it and somebody's like, oh yeah, I spent like $500 for it, spent like $300 for it, I'm like, are you out of your mind? Has nobody taught you about finances? This is why kids need to go back to school, including myself. But I would never spend my money on this, alright? I may buy a camera that's a little bit too expensive, but I will not buy this figure, okay? Anyways, and I might have spent like $1,000 on trying to get Caroline Yuri, but let's not talk about it. But speaking of Hatsune Miku, it's actually quite surprising that I have Hatsune Miku in here, considering how many Hatsune Mikus I have. Why do I keep on saying her legal name? Miku. Yeah, okay. It's kind of surprising that I have this, but I love Miku. I love who Miku is. And this one is actually quite an unpopular opinion, but I really don't like the vampire, you know, pop-up parade, especially the L variant, or I don't care what size it is. I just don't like the design. I know that a lot of people were really excited about like the little vampire Fang, and like I think the original art was really cute. It's just that it didn't really tickle my fancy in any way, and I just think that there are so many better Mikus. Again, for the price point, it's not really a bad figure. It's not a bad figure at all. I wouldn't even say that. It's not even a bad figure. I just like, you could do a little bit better. We could do a little bit better. It just seems a little bit too much like Toga from My Hero Academia. And I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is in my setup, but she's somewhere down here. And it literally looks like they just took her mold, made it blue with a pink blouse, and that's what they did for her. So no hate to the artist at all, but it definitely feels a little bit lackluster compared to what they had before. So that's another thing. Now, wow, I told you guys it was gonna get a little bit heated. It's getting a little bit hot in here. But I really, this is one figure where I can absolutely say that I hate it, and I cannot understand why people would buy this one. Like all the other ones, yes, let's make an argument. But I cannot stand the Korobukiya Kakegurui Yumeko figure by it's the Artifacts J version. It's a 1/8 scale. She is number 49 on the list. Oh my god, I didn't say the numbers for the last two, but you can just assume that it's listed 49. But I cannot like stand her. I can't stand seeing her. I can't stand seeing her face. And she was like recently put up for a re-release. And listen, if you like her, and I'm glad that they put her up for re-release because a lot of people wanted this figure, and she was just like way too expensive on the aftermarket. But I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Because as somebody who loves Kakegurui, I loved watching it when it first came out on Netflix or whatever. The face is not it. Especially in the final, like, actual version. It's not like the prototype, because in the prototype it doesn't even look that egregious. It doesn't even look that bad. But then when you look at the actual figure, you're just like, okay, well, what is this? And yeah, I mean, I guess like the hair is shaded nicely in the prototype, but I remember just the real thing looking pretty bad. So I just like don't remember liking it at all. And I just wish that we could get one good Yumeko figure. The bunny was trash. I think everybody understood that. The bunny didn't look like her whatsoever. And this one just doesn't look like her that much either. But, you know, again, I told you guys, let's not be too mad. Okay. But speaking, going back to not being as hateful, not being as mad, you know, because I'm not the Grinch. So, a lot of people like this figure. A lot of people were really happy when this was announced, and I don't blame you, she is a pretty figure. But an honorable mention would be the Hatsune Miku 1/6 Sakura Hanami outfit version, and she's by Good Smile Company, and she is number 57 on this list. So, this figure is cute in its concept, but I just think that the face really doesn't do it for me, like a lot of Hatsune Miku figures do. I think that they could have done so much better in terms of like the face itself. Now, there are a lot of people who say that this is like the perfect anime face for a figure. Like, you know, I've asked for opinions, and they really like it. I don't disagree with anybody who really likes this figure, and I'm like, you have bad taste, right? I think it's fine. It's a cute pink figure. I love the details on her, you know, like her little ribbon up here, and I love her purse, but it just isn't really a figure for me, and it definitely wouldn't fit anywhere in my collection. If you have a red figure, though, you know, shove it right over there. And, okay, so, last but not least, let's talk about my least favorite figure on the top 100 list. And again, it might have made more sense to do it from, like, worst to least hated, but I just like I had to save the best for last. I hate the Miyazono Kaori 1/8 scale by Good Smile Company, and she's from Your Lie in April. Now, if you know me, right? If you know me, I hate Your Lie in April. And like I don't say that about a lot of shows. I actually quite like the majority of the shows that I watch. Even Familiar Zero, even though it's kind of cringe, right? I love the majority of anime. This one, though, this one in particular, isn't even because I hate the figure. I just hate the anime so much. And I know it's a beloved anime. I'm just being petty, and I hate every figure of her, or like anything from the media, just because. I can't stand the anime. I watched it the first time. I'm like, I don't understand why everybody loves this. It's not the best thing since sliced bread. Why are we all obsessed with this? But I tried giving it benefit of the doubt. And then I kept hearing about it, and then I kept hearing about it, and then I kept hearing about it. And then it's like, okay, this isn't the best romance show ever. Please, let's calm down. All right? We can, hold our horses, and we can calm down. Now, this figure, to give it its credit, is genuinely really good. This is genuinely really good. Like, her hair, cute. Her, like, violin, I used to play violin. I love, violin figures. Cute. The sculpting is cute, and the base is cute. Everything about the figure is not bad. I'm just a hater, and I just really don't like her. So, that in combination makes her my most hated figure. And if you disagree with me, too bad. You can go answer in the comments, or you can go kill me. But you're not here right now, so Please don't come through the screen and shoot me. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today in terms of like the figures I hate the most. Okay, hate is a very strong word. These are the figures that I don't really like from the top 100, even though the majority of the figures that are in the top 100, I can completely understand why people like them. These are just my personal tastes, and if you guys have any opinions of your own that you would like to share, why don't you put them in the comments. What are your least favorite top 100 figures? Because I know that you guys have some opinions. I know that for sure, because you guys have shared them before. So, if you guys have any figures in the top 100 that you think shouldn't be there, why don't you answer that down below. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and bye! Welcome back to the end of another video. Once again, you have made it to the end of all times. The end where you get to hear this lovely audiobook voice tell you that you have reached to the end of the video. I know this video wasn't really my normal type of thing. I mean, it kind of is, because I just shit on figures all the time. But, if you have any of these figures, I'm not hating you. It's just my personal opinion. I've said it like 15 times. But I do want to know what figures you guys hate, because we've had too much positivity. But I'm really excited for some videos coming up. I have some cool convention stuff to show you guys, and yeah, I'll see you later. Bye!